All right, lesson 2. The first thing I want to do is make sure you have your bar chord playing really well in order, okay? And there's a couple of things I want you to understand about your basic bar chords. There are two main shapes of bar chords, and they, in a sense, relate back to the caged chords I mentioned in the overview to this course. We'll get into the caged system further down the road, but right off the bat I want to show you, our basic two bar chords that most players use are based on an E chord and an A chord. Okay? In exercise 1, I'm going to have you work on the E-shaped bar chord. And I want you to understand this. As the bar chords move up and down the neck, all we're really doing is sliding that E shape up and down the neck. Okay? Okay, so in exercise 1, I want you to just play an E chord. Now here's another thing too you got to watch out for. A lot of people play their E chord with their first, second, and third finger. That's not going to work when you want to slide up into a bar chord. So while you do need to know how to play that chord with those fingers, you also need to know how to play that same chord with your second, third, and fourth fingers. Okay? And what we're going to do is strum that chord and take that shape and slide it up 1 fret. And then back. So back and forth. You need to be able to do this, especially if you're an intermediate guitar player. A lot of times what happens when we do this, when the person slides, the pinky goes 1 extra fret. That's very common. You have to stop it from doing that. You need to get to where your hand can hold that shape just locked in, that you've played that shape so many times that it just naturally flows. Okay? So back and forth. Okay? Okay, now let's take it a little bit further. So I just want you to slide up the fret, slide up the fretboard 1 fret at a time, back and forth. Do that a bunch, okay? And make sure that pinky's not moving on you. Okay, the second part of this exercise 1, I'm going to go E. I can think of this as an F, F sharp, G, start over. Just keep coming back down to that E chord. Third part of exercise 1. Okay, up and back. With exercise 2, we're going to do the same basic thing with the A shape. However, when we're playing an A bar chord, while officially an A bar chord is going to have 3 fingers playing that A chord. And again, you might be used to playing that A chord with your first, second, third fingers. To do the bar chord thing, you want to get used to second, third, and fourth fingers. This is really the official way to play a bar chord, and I would slide that up and bring a bar in behind it. But when you get further up the neck, the frets get closer together, and all of a sudden those 3 fingers just don't fit anymore. So eventually we're going to end up just laying our third finger down across all those strings. Maybe you know this. I want you to just get very comfortable and smooth at moving this around. So with exercise 2, I just want you to go ahead and grab that. We're going to start with the B flat chord at the first fret. Grab that bar chord. Just back and forth. Okay. The next part of this exercise, we're going to just go up 4 frets and start over again. Want to be working on this until you get to where you can do it nice and quick. Okay. Also, when you play this bar chord, that third finger has to clamp down really hard. You need these notes to each ring out nice and solid. You can't have this going on. You can't have that dead string in there. You gotta, if that's happening to you, you're just not putting enough pressure down on the third finger. So you just got to work on that. Third part of this, we're going to go up and back again. And you just want to be fluent at being able to do this. Okay? If you're not already there, then just keep working these chords like this. Everything with guitar comes down to breaking it down into little pieces. The more you break down things into little pieces and work on that little piece, the faster you'll advance on guitar. Okay? Okay, the third exercise here, we are going to be playing the E-shaped bar chord. I'm playing it at the 1st fret. Then I'm going to move over to the A-shaped bar chord, okay? Because it's very common that you're going to be doing that in songs. We'll play 4 times on each chord. Okay, how about if we go twice on each chord? Here's where it gets tricky. Once on each chord. Okay? I want you to notice the movement I make. When I'm playing that E-shaped chord and I go across to the other chord, which is very common in a lot of songs, basically, these 2 fingers come off the fretboard and then the 3rd finger just lays down. And it has to move away from that 5th string that it was on. When I come back, it just stands back up onto the 5th string and the other 2 fingers come back into position. That's the way you want to work this one out. You don't want to be lifting the fingers and then putting them back down. You don't want to do that. Waste time, fatigues your hand. You need to make it so it's just rolling over and standing back up. That's lesson 2.